All right, good afternoon, families and supporters. We're so glad you're joining us for today's session on Seawolf Essentials. During this session, we'll have representation from the Faculty Student Association. To start off this session, we'll hear a little bit from our panelists, and from there, we'll open the floor for your questions. This session is being recorded, and access to the recording will be available on the same page that you logged into. Feel free to submit your questions throughout the session, and we'll get to answer as many questions as we can throughout. Just a quick disclaimer, there's still many details evolving about the fall semester, so the best place you can keep checking for updates is the Coming Back Safe and Strong page of the Stony Brook website. Just to introduce myself really quick, my name's Lexi. I'm the graduate coordinator for the New Student Programs Office, and we also have Kat with us. She's the coordinator of orientation logistics, and she'll be on the back end helping to answer your questions, as well as all of our peer assistant leaders. So with that, I will hand it over to FSA for their presentation.
Hello, my name is Angela Agnello. I'm the Director of Marketing and Communications for the Faculty Student Association. Everything that I'm going to talk about today, I put in the chat with a hyperlink so you can easily get to all of the information for Seawolves Essentials. The Faculty Student Association is a auxiliary service corporation that we operate a lot of the non-academic services here on campus. So we'll be able to talk to you about and answer questions about meal plan and buying books, our Woofy Wallet debit card program that's part of your ID card, micro fridges, meal plan dining. So there'll be a lot of different things, and feel free to ask questions along the way. They'll kind of try to nudge me, or they'll answer questions in the chat. Okay, so let's get started. We are very proud to say that we are Long Island's most awarded dining program. As you can see, some of the different awards here, one of them is for sustainability, which we won 2 years in a row. Another is for diversity and inclusivity. We also, each year we try to bring students newly renovated locations and new concepts and new programs. So at Jasmine, which you'll see a little bit later, that's our International Food Pavilion. We won an award from a national trade publication, Food Management, for our best convenience retail concept. And for the market at Westside, we won an award from Long Island Business News for the Real Estate Architecture and Engineering Award. Now, some of the things I'm going to go over with you are in here because they're the protocols that we're following for COVID safety. And we always follow New York State guidelines and SUNY guidelines, Stony Brook guidelines, and Department of Health. So some of these may change by the time you get here in the fall, as Lexi had mentioned earlier. But I just wanted to put that out there so that you can see some of the things that we're doing. We've been open the whole time throughout the year, and some of the things that we do offer are contactless payment options, safety protocols for cleaning and disinfecting all of our dining locations, preparing everything for takeout and social distancing and mask wearing and things like that. But we're excited to welcome students this fall, and we have 2 dine-in locations, which means you're going to sit there and eat and socialize with friends. So we're really looking forward to the fall semester. One of the things we're really proud of is that we have authentic and diverse menu options here. And throughout the year, you'll see a lot of guest chefs in our dining locations. Sometimes they're even celebrity chefs. For Welcome Week, we're bringing in a celebrity chef that's going to prepare a really amazing meal with sustainable seafood. We celebrate different Heritage Month throughout the year, and it gives all students the opportunity to taste new cuisines, and sometimes even get a taste of home. So one of the very first things when you come here on campus is you're going to download the Get Mobile app. And this app is super convenient because you'll be able to use it to scan your ID card when you go into your dining locations to be able to pay with your meal plan. Also, the same app, this Get Mobile app, will allow you to do mobile food orders. This way you'll be able to quickly pick up something on the go We are expanding it to many more locations throughout campus. So you'll be able to get food and beverages, including Starbucks, using the Get Mobile app and being able to pay using your meal plan. Now, for hours of operation, there's a quick link to view the dining hours. It's always, good to keep handy for when there's holidays, or just if you're looking which dining locations are open. And, during this time period where we were worried about safety and we didn't want to have overcrowding, we did have some heat maps that were also part of our NutriSlice app, which is we'll get into in a moment, but that's where you can get all of your venue information, but it also was showing the density of our dining locations. So some of the benefits of the meal plan is that we're really proud to serve restaurant quality meals 7 days a week, authentic, craveable, and sustainable. We have themed meals throughout the semester, as I mentioned, some guest chefs, but we also have global nights. There's weekly pop-ups where, it's something special. Like it could be that they're doing ice cream sundaes or churros or empanadas, just something special that they like to do in these different pop-up events that you'll see throughout campus. Wellness Wednesdays is where you'll get to try a new healthy item offered by our campus dietitian, Laura Martrana. You'll also notice that we have a lot of convenient locations, uh, a lot of hours that are from morning until late at night, and we're also able to accommodate special dietary needs. And as we go through this, you'll also see that pretty much every building that has a dining venue in it has multiple food concepts. So you'll be able to try a lot of different foods along the way. Now here's just a quick snapshot of the meal plans that we're offering. So if you're a new student and you're living on campus for the first 2 semesters here at Stony Brook, you're going to be choosing one of those two new student resident meal plans, either the Woofy Plus or the Woofy Deluxe plan. And basically, side-by-side comparison, they're almost the same in terms of the fact that they offer unlimited meal swipes. The meal swipes are what students use for what we call dine-in locations. We have East Side and West Side dine-in. So dine-in means that you'll swipe once and you'll get to go up to multiple food platforms. You can try as much as you like. And unlimited means you can come in 7 days a week. You can come in once a day. You could come in 10 times a day. That's entirely up to you, but you have that flexibility. You'll also see part of the meal plan, it includes guest passes. So your guest passes are, if you'd like to bring a friend with you to dine in, if your mom or dad are visiting and you'd like to treat them to lunch or dinner or breakfast, you're able to use your guest passes for that. That's included with your meal plan. The last part of the meal plan is your dining dollars. And dining dollars are what's used for what we call retail locations. So the meal swipes are dine in where you have all you care to eat, but dining dollars are used at retail. So for instance, maybe you want to go to Subway or you want to go to Starbucks or you want to go to Jasmine, which is our international food pavilion. Or maybe you want to go to the center of campus where we have the Sack Market and there's an Argo Tea Bar or craft salads. Those are just some of the many examples of where you'll be able to use your dining dollars. And so your dining dollars, this is the amount of dining dollars you get for the fall semester. The dining dollars, they can roll over from fall into spring, but they won't roll over to the following academic year. And when the spring semester starts, you'll get your new meal plan. So these are the prices that you see. These are per semester. Now, the last little piece that you see there is the add-on meal exchange. So the add-on meal exchange, don't feel pressured like you have to make a decision today or right this minute, but if you'd like at any time during the semester, you can use this add-on meal exchange and you'll see there's a savings on what you would pay for a swipe, and it lets you use a swipe at a retail location. So it's for preset menu options. So if you have that add-on meal exchange, and let's say you go to Student Activity Center, it'll tell you what specific meals you could use. So it'll say, oh, it's good for this sandwich, this side, this beverage, or maybe at the pizza station, it's good for this specialty pizza or a couple of slices and a beverage and a garlic knot. It'll tell you specifically what it's for, but it's at a savings and it gives you the flexibility to use it at retail locations. Now for commuter students, you're not required to be on a meal plan, but definitely a savings there. So all meal plans are tax exempt. So instead of using your credit or debit card, if you pay with meal plan, you don't pay any sales tax. And if you notice these plans, they have those dining dollars. When you pay with dining dollars, if you want to go to the all you care to eat, that dine in that we were talking about at East Side and West Side, you're able to get a 10% discount off of the door rate. So there's another savings there. Then you'll also notice that the commuter 300, the 600, and the 900, those plans, they have some bonus meal swipes. So it gives you the opportunity to try the dine-in all you care to eat locations as well. The same thing applies about the dining dollars. They roll over from fall to spring, but not the following academic year. And these prices are per semester. If you feel like you're going to be on campus a lot, then you could always choose the commuter block plan. It comes with 1,150 dining dollars. It has 48 meal swipes. So if you are going to be here a lot, that's a great plan because you'll have the savings, you'll have the meal swipes, you won't pay sales tax, and you get the discount on the door rate. So here's some of the meal plan terminology. So the dine-in locations, I mentioned they're open until morning till night. You can use your meal swipes at East Side and West Side dine-in. And when you use dining dollars to pay the door rate, you'll save 10%. A dining dollar, if anybody's wondering, one dining dollar is equal to $1. So if you're trying to add up how much something will spend, everything when you're using dining dollars is a la carte. So let's say you go to Starbucks and your beverage is $4, you're using 4 of your dining dollars. And your dining dollars, if you run out, you can always add them at any time. Some other things that you might want to remember are that you can upgrade at any time. So if you start with the lower plan, you can always upgrade to a higher plan at any time. And don't feel locked in. So if you want during the first 2 weeks of the semesters, you're able to downgrade your plan if you need to. The retail locations also, they accept dining dollars, they accept debit or credit, and a little while later in the presentation, we'll talk about Woofy Wallet because you can also use Woofy Wallet at retail locations. Another great app, which I highly recommend that students download, is the Stony Brook Campus Card app. So it lets you check your balance. You could add additional dining dollars. You could report your card lost if you ever lose your physical ID card. You're able to do all of those things with the Stony Brook Campus Card app. So it's really helpful to have that on your phone. The other app that we're going to talk about now is NutriSlice app. So NutriSlice app, you're able to see the menus of all of our dining locations before you go to the dining location. But the really cool feature that NutriSlice has is that you're able to apply filters for preferences. So for instance, if you have special dietary needs, let's say you can't have dairy or you're looking for options that are nut-free, you can apply a filter and it will show you only the things that you can have. You're also able to see nutrition content and you'll get alerts if they have special events, things like that. The other thing I did want to mention too is that West Side Dining, that dine-in location I mentioned earlier, it's a nut-sensitive location. And what we mean by that is that we don't cook or have any recipes that include any nuts, so you can feel safe dining there. But we say nut-sensitive instead of nut-free because we can't control if somebody has a granola bar in their pocket and they came into the dining location. But we're not serving any nuts at that location. So for special dietary needs, this is someone really great that I'd love you to meet. Her name is Laura Martirano. She is our campus dietitian. She can set up virtual appointments, or when you're here on campus, you can have an in-person appointment, which is really great because if you have special dietary needs, she can take you to the dining locations and show you all the different options you can eat and work on menu planning with you. You know, she also will talk to you about vegan and vegetarian meals. If you're looking to eat healthy, any special dietary needs that you have, it's great to reach out to her. If you want to over summer, you can give her a call, you can email her. She's a great person to speak with. I also wanted to let you know that we do have kosher dining options. We have a dedicated kosher platform in retail, but you can also order kosher meals online and then pick up them at the dine-in locations. And for halal, we have a dedicated retail concept called Halal New York. It's located at Eastside Dining also. And we do have halal hot food options as well. Like, for example, halal protein options at the grill at our Eastside and Westside Dining locations. Um, Here, I want you to see our Rooted Vegan station. So this is a new station that we rolled out this past year. And what's really great is that it has a center of the plate vegan menu. So you're able to get all sorts of vegan options that are comparable to what we have at our chef's table, but they're vegan. And we also have a planetable table, which lets you customize your salad option too when you go to dine in. And all of the different choices, you're also able to see this on the NutriSlice app. We also have a teaching kitchen program. So if you're looking to learn how to cook, a lot of those choose your own workshops that are happening welcome week are teaching kitchens. I encourage you to sign up early for those. We have them given by our campus dietitian, our campus chefs, our pastry chef, some celebrity chefs. So they're throughout the year. You can sign up for them through the dining website or our social media channels, which is SPU Eats. So here's the fun part. What can you eat here on campus? So here is our dining map. And this is just a quick snapshot to show you how many different dining locations we have on campus. But here, these are actual photos because I took them myself, and this is real food, not stock photography that we serve on campus. So these are some of our stir-fry dishes that we have here on campus. This is at Westside Dining. And this is our executive chef at that location, Chef Rob Loria. So when you go to Westside Dining, just to give you a little clue of how dining works, like you'll be able to see that there's a grill, an international market, a chef's table, there's a deli, there's pizza station, there's a wok station, there's desserts, there's coffee. So you'll be able to go to each of those stations and try from whichever stations you like, and you can always go up and get more. So it's really nice because the menus change daily and we offer a lot of variety. Here's some examples of Eastside Dining. This is our executive chef there. His name is Jerry Suppa. Um, and same thing here. These are real meals that we're serving here on campus. Eastside and Westside Dining, they have the same menu platforms, but the menus do change daily there. Um, these are Eastside Dining retail. So what's cool about Eastside Dining is they do have a retail grill. There's something called the Emporium, which is a convenience store. They also have Island Soul Caribbean there. They have Urban Eats, which is a fantastic grill, which is some of the dishes you see here. They have Halal New York, which has gyros and bowls, a lot of really great things there. I love going there for lunch. And then in the middle, you'll kind of see those bao buns. So we have a changing menu at something we call the Changing Times food truck. It's indoors and it's a window that you can go up to, and they have different specials there each week. Now, Jasmine's exciting. Jasmine's in the Wong Center, and we call this the International Food Pavilion. So they have an international grocery store, they have sushi, and they have poke bowls, but you'll also see amazing, authentic hot entrees. So we have Korean food, we have made to order sushi, there's a beautiful tea bar, they have Indian cuisine, they have Chinese cuisine. So a lot of different cuisine is offered there. This is a great example of location where you can use your dining dollars. And it definitely is a student favorite for one of our dining locations. Before I kind of alluded to Sac Market, it's right in the center of campus in the Student Activity Center. We have craft salads and bowls and a full service Argo tea bar. So if you're a tea lover, that's definitely the place to go. We also have a lot of grab and go options. So they'll have sandwiches and salads and yogurts and beverages and things like that. So if you're looking for something quick on the go, that's right in the center of campus. This is a great location to go to. They have some hot foods. They also have some pastries and other snack items there. At the Student Activity Center, so remember I mentioned before that when you're in the building, there are multiple food platforms. So The Sac Market is one location, and then there's also a food court in the Student Activity Center that has stir fry and pizza and a grill and coffee and burrito bowls and Latin Caribbean cuisine. So they'll have a lot of different things there as well. This is another location where you can use your dining dollars. Roth Food Court. So when you go to Roth, you'll notice there's a Subway, which a lot of students love. There's a Starbucks at that location. There's a grill. And then here what you see on the screen are 3 new concepts that we're considering putting in Roth. One of them is Indian cuisine. Chef Jet is a Chef Jet Tila. He is a celebrity chef. And he has his own recipes, and this is his concept that would go there. And then Mumbai Market is also, it would have various different Indian cuisines. Connect with us. So this one is super important because when you're here and you're dining, we want you to be part of our family. We want you to be happy with every dining experience that you have. And we can only know that with your feedback. So at our dining locations, you'll see that we have posters with QR codes that'll take you right to a brief survey. You can text us and you can get a direct response. We highly encourage you to just go up to a manager and speak to them, and they want to make it right on the spot. We also have a website feedback form. We have social media channels. This is great because you'll be able to find out about all the special menu options, all the special events that we have throughout the year if you follow us on our different social media channels. So we want to hear from you, and we want you to have the best dining experience when you're here. So this is micro fridge. If you're looking to get a refrigerator and microwave combo, this is the only one that is allowed on campus. You're able to rent it for a year. I encourage you, maybe when you find out who your roommate is, maybe they want to share it. This way you don't have 2 in a location, but you are able to do that if you so choose. It also has ports, so if you want to plug in and charge your phone or your iPad or things like that, it does have that capability. Campus Dining does offer heat meals. So if you want to save something for maybe a late night snack, or if you're bogged down with your studies, you'll be able to do that if you want to rent a micro fridge. Now we're going to jump from dining into buying textbooks and course materials. So once you register for your classes, you're going to go on to Solar and you'll see all the books that you need. You'll be able to comparison shop. You'll be able to go to sbushopred.com. With those book titles or ISBN numbers, you'll be able to see the price for a new book, a used book, a rental textbook, or many books come in an electronic textbook format. So you'll be able to comparison shop, see what's best for you. You can ship it to your residence hall or your home. If for some reason you don't see a book listed, you can contact your professor. It should be listed on your syllabus, or the bookstore team is always happy to help you. There's a link provided in our Seawolves Essential page, which we'll get to at the end as well. Also, if you're looking for Stony Brook gear, there's a couple of ways that you can save money. You can either download the BNN College app and you can save 20% on apparel item, or if you go to the shop sbushopred.com website, you can subscribe to emails and then you'll get a code for 10% off if you want to get Stony Brook or Seawolves apparel. For tech gear, if you're looking to get a computer or an iPad or tech accessories, both Apple and Dell do offer educational discounts. You can go directly to that link. They're also offering special promotions. I know that Apple's offering a back to school promotion right now where you will get free AirPods. So look at the different deals and specials that you have if you're interested in getting an educational discount. So student health insurance. All students are required to have health insurance to attend Stony Brook. If you are covered under your parents, you can waive your health insurance. When you go to our Seawolves Essentials page, it'll give you a link to the waiver form and also let you know of the waiver deadline. But if you do need health insurance, this is a great way to go. I definitely encourage you to call our student health insurance office. They're extremely knowledgeable. They can answer all of your questions about coverage. And you can get to it also through this little bit.ly too, to see all the information about student health insurance. Now, Woofy Wallet. So Woofy Wallet's not part of the meal plan, but on your ID card, you have a separate tender called Woofy Wallet. So you'll see that magnetic stripe on the back of your card that stores your information for meal plan. It also stores your information for Woofy Wallet. So Woofy Wallet, you're able to use on campus. You can use it at dining locations, but it can be used for anything. So meal plan, only food and beverages. Woofy Wallet, you can use on anything. So for instance, let's say you needed a toothbrush or you forgot your shampoo or your deodorant or you need a razor for shaving. Things like that you can purchase with Woofy Wallet. We have 2 convenience stores here on campus, the Emporium at East Side and the Market at West Side. At any of those dining locations that we have on campus, you'll get an 8% discount, but Woofy Wallet is taxable, meal plan tax exempt. You can use it at ShopRed if you want to buy some school supplies or any kind of merchandise there. You'll see in the next slide, there are many off-campus merchants that also do accept Woofy Wallet. You can use it in the vending machines and you can use it to mail packages. It also, you're able to check your balance for Woofy Wallet in the Stony Brook campus card app. The other thing about Woofy Wallet is it rolls over from semester to semester until you graduate. So you don't have to worry about an end date. Something important that I wanted to mention before is that all meal plans end by commencement in May. Okay, so you do have to use up all your dining dollars by then. This is a list of some of the off-campus merchants. I definitely encourage you to go to stonybrook.edu/Woofy Wallet because the merchants do change. Some drop off, new ones join all the time. You'll also be able to, if you go to that website, you can see some offer discounts, some offer delivery. We also list the bus routes and directions on how to get to all of these different locations. A couple of things that students always wanted, which is part of the program, is Stop and Shop is there for groceries, and there's also CVS Pharmacy. So you can use your Stony Brook ID card if you add funds to Woofy Wallet and you want to use it off campus. And now everything that I spoke about today, you can get to through our Seawolves Essential webpage, which is listed here in the bit.ly. If you have additional questions that you think about after this presentation, you can always call or email our meal plan office and they're happy to help you. And that's it for me. Oh, I see there's a question about Barnes & Noble delivering textbooks internationally. I'm not sure about the answer to that question, but I'm going to give you a phone number. If you call 631-632-6550, 631-632-6550. That's a direct number to our ShopRite campus store, and they should be able to work with you to let you know the details of that.
What were the last 4 numbers again? I just want to put it in the chat.
631-632-6550.
6550. All right, perfect.
Anything else anyone wants to ask?
Are the regular dining dollars on the ID card as well with Woofy Wallet, or is there a separate card for that?
No, everything is done through one ID card. So the same ID card that you're using for your library card or your room access card is used for your meal plan and used for Woofy Wallet. So because you have those different tenders, you have meal swipes, you have dining dollars, you have Woofy Wallet. When you go to a cashier at a location, just let them know which tender that you'd like to use. Come on, you must have other questions, like being excited to come here at Stony Brook.
We have a bunch of questions in the actual Q&A. One of them is, when do we get our IDs printed?
Um,
That's actually a question that you could probably send to Campus Card on Stony Brook. They'll have a better answer for you. For students living on campus, you'll pick up your ID when you visit campus when you move in. If you are a commuter student, then they'll send you a little bit more information. You don't have to sign up for Wolfie Wallet. By the way, I see a couple questions on how to sign up for it. You don't have to sign up for Wolfie Wallet. It's already a part of your like services. You just can
But-
add money onto it.
Right. So if you need to add money, you can go to that website, stonybrook.edu/WolfieWallet, or if you're having any trouble at all, what you see up on the screen, call that phone number, and the ladies in our meal plan office are more than happy to help you to get money on your card.
So there's a question of, can you use a debit card to buy lunch on campus? Yes, you can. At retail locations, you can usually use your debit card to buy your meals on campus if you'd
Yes,
like.
yeah, so you can definitely use your debit card, but remember, if you have a meal plan, you're going to not pay any sales tax. So you'll save money every day if you have a meal plan as opposed to using your credit or debit.
There's another question in the chat about Starbucks. Can you also use your Wolfie Wallet on coffee?
Yes, I do.
Just let them know that you're using Wolfie Wallet. They'll usually ask you how you're paying. So you just make sure you say Wolfie Wallet or dining dollars. There's a question, is there any specific information on the type of refrigerators and microwave students can bring? You can only bring a microwave if it's with the micro fridge. There isn't any other microwaves allowed in your dorms. So to keep that in mind, if you would like a microwave, I would highly suggest getting a micro fridge.
But if you just want to bring a refrigerator, you could go to the housing website. I believe they allow ones that are about waist high. That's just a refrigerator, not a combo unit.
I put a link in the chat to the safety and policies portion of the Camp Res website that has all of the agreements and stuff that you'll have to fill out when you come to Stony Brook, and also has all of the different things you can and cannot bring on it. So I would take some time and look at that before you buy things for your dormitory.
So there's a question of, is the lit presentation going to be provided for the attendees?
So I know this is being recorded. Lexi, do they get a copy of this presentation? I do know, no worries, any of the information I talked about today, if you go to that new to SBU link, it's going to provide hyperlinks to all the things I spoke about today.
We didn't have it like in process to have everybody get the presentation, but if anybody wants to either email FSA or the orientation office, if it's okay with FSA, we can send out a presentation to anybody who would like it.
Sure.
Question for our pals, Katie or Brian. Do you guys want to talk about your favorite places to eat on campus?
Oh, I would love to. I would love to more than my favorite place to eat on campus is the cafe in Roosevelt community. It is the best. Oh my gosh. It was closed for the past year and my heart was so broken because it has some of the best bagels and the best sandwiches that you'll find on campus. They also have like decent coffee that it's all relatively pretty cheap to buy as well. I think I used to get a bagel and coffee every morning before my psych class my freshman year, and it cost me like $4 or maybe less, maybe like anywhere to $2 to $4 depending on how large my coffee was. So it was the best place, and I know a lot of people really like Jasmine. I also really enjoy Jasmine. It's really good.
Jasmine.
There's a question in the chat about being on the housing wait list. If someone's on the wait list, should they wait until they get housing before signing up for a meal plan?
I believe that they sign up for their meal plan when they do their housing preference form.
I believe you're correct.
Also, I do want to give like a little bit of advice when it comes to dining. Get the Get app. If you do nothing else from this call, if you take anything away, get the Get app. It's a lifesaver, honestly, when you're trying to get to class and you really want like Starbucks beforehand and you're kind of in a rush, you can just order it before you leave, and it's all good to go. It's please get it. There's also a question in the chat that says, "Is there boba on campus?" There are two places on campus to get boba.
Yeah, so there's a chat time tea truck where you can get bubble tea, boba. And they also, there's a tea bar over at Jasmine.
I also quickly want to say I'll put the links in the chat to the orientation office's social media pages. We have a Facebook for families and supporters, and we have an Instagram for students. Families and supporters are welcome to follow the Instagram, and students are welcome to follow the Facebook. We just tend to target content in that way, but I'll put links in the chat so that you guys could all see them.
So we have a question about purchasing a meal plan. Does that money get added to your tuition?
So when you receive your bill, everything should be spelled out on there. So you have like your tuition and your housing fee, your housing charge, and then your meal plan is on that bill as well.
Yeah, and like there's a question about registering for your meal plan and how when you're doing your housing, that's when you choose your meal plan as well, if you're a resident.
I see another question on when you'll get your student ID card. I believe that Campus Card will send you an email when they understand like who needs to pick up what. Since last year, I know that commuter students can get to pick up their ID card because of COVID. So I would just be patient and wait for an email from them, and they should send you more information.
So there's a question of, do you recommend buying a mini fridge once school starts and have it delivered to school, or bringing it on move-in day? I would say it really depends on you and whatever's convenient for you. Yeah.
Yeah, I know my first year I had my roommate ordered it and then had it delivered to our dormitory, and then trying to get it back to our dorm room through our community, which had a bunch of steps and we had to drag it through. If you can bring it with you on move-in day or find a way to easily get it up, it's a good thing to understand where you're living, because not every place that you're living has elevators.
But the micro fridges are delivered to your room.
Yeah, that's where micro fridges are extremely beneficial, because they deliver it for you and they'll take it away for you. So if you are bringing your own mini fridge though, figure out whether or not your building has an elevator. And if you're not on the first floor, I would definitely take that into consideration. Oh, someone actually put in, thank you, Jacqueline. Someone said that ID cards, if you're commuting, when you go to on-campus orientation in August, then you'll be able to get your ID. Thank you, Jacqueline.
Yeah, it's probably during welcome week. So like with our welcome week, if you're a resident, when you go to wherever you're living, so let's say for instance you're going to Irving in the Mendelssohn pod, if you're residents, that's where you're gonna be picking it up. For commuters, usually welcome week you go to the campus card office inside of the student union to pick it up. For pretty much everybody, the earliest you can pick it up is the start of the semester around about, or welcome week.
This may be a question for financial aid, but there's a question in Q&A about how downgrading your meal plan during the semester would affect your bill.
So if you started with a higher meal plan and you downgrade to a lower meal plan, they'll credit the difference. It has to do with like the unused portion, but I think if you need to do that, or that's something you're trying to consider right now, just contact the FSA services office and they could probably better answer that question.
I know there's also a question in the chat about where you can sign up for the commuter meal plans. I don't know if it was answered.
Yeah,
can't-
so if you go to this new to SBU page, there will be a direct link to the different meal plans, and you'll be able to sign up for the commuter plan, and then you can have it billed to your student account. Also, if you'd like to do it, you can email the meal plan office, you can call them. Please don't be shy because they're there to answer questions. They are there for you. By the way, also with the commuter plans, some people say, well, I have a job off campus and I don't know how much I'm really going to be here, but it really is convenient. So even if like you're on campus and you want to buy a cup of coffee or a snack or a bottle of water, it's nice to know that you always have some money on your card to have that flexibility. And, you're also saving, as I mentioned, because it's tax exempt.
This question has been answered already, but it was something that I wanted to point out in case anyone was wondering. Somebody asked if you're required to have a meal plan for the second semester of your first year if you're living on campus. And the answer is that you're required to participate in a meal plan for your whole first year. So it's the first 2 semesters living on campus.
And then as long as you're living in a non-cooking building.
There's a question in the chat. Where do I get a textbook and the professor will lecture virtually? For a textbook, you shop Red West. That's where you get the books from. For the lecture, it depends on the course that you're taking. It could be virtual, it could be in person. A lot of the courses currently are going to be in person or planning to be in person. Some will say virtual just because it's a huge class size if you're doing an introductory course.
I also want to say that, so Shop Red West is our campus store, but on campus, it's not a physical browsing bookstore. There's no actual textbooks there on shelves. So when you do order textbooks, you have to go to sbushopred.com and place your order there. And then they'll give you a message where you can pick them up at the store or you can have them shipped to your residence hall or home.
Also really check when you're getting textbooks from ShopRed or if you're getting textbooks anywhere that you're checking all your options, because I know textbooks can end up being really costly. So make sure you're checking every option that they have, whether it's buying a used book or renting it. There's plenty of different options that can help you out. And there are plenty of also websites that'll sell used textbooks as well. So definitely check all your options to find what works best for you.
And also for textbooks to pay attention to what edition of the textbook your professor is requiring, because sometimes the information could be completely different in one textbook to another, or even if it's similar information, sometimes the page numbers and the chapters are different. And so if you're assigned a reading, if you don't have the right edition, you may not be able to find the correct passage that you need.
Yeah, and sometimes like your textbook might actually have earlier edition might have typos in it, or like the solution that's in might be in back might be completely wrong. I had a course where they had some questions that were unsolvable with what was given.
And final addition to textbooks, sometimes when you need a textbook for a class, you also need the program that goes with it. So always make sure you're double checking with your professor about whether or not you need the extra program that sometimes comes with it, because you don't want to end up spending an extra $100 for a program if you don't end up actually using it. And at the same time, if you need it, make sure you're getting it, because a lot of, I know, math and chem courses and a lot of STEM courses, when you buy the textbook, you often have to buy access to do your homework. So make sure you know exactly what you need with your textbooks and what version and stuff like that, because you don't want to get the wrong thing and then not be able to get your money back for it.
Something that Kat put in the chat that I wanted to point out is that she said to keep an eye on your SBU email regularly. That's definitely important for ID cards, for orientation, for classes, everything. So if you take one thing away from it, please check your SBU email often.
All official correspondence, especially once you've gone to your official Seawolf Connections meeting, all official correspondence essentially is going to start going to that Stony Brook email, and they won't use your non-Stony Brook email anymore. So yes, please check your Stony Brook email for all your information.
Any last questions?
If there are no final questions, we can wrap up this session now. I just want to thank FSA for coming to present and our pals for being here to give advice and answer some questions, and also to our family, supporters, and students who attended. Thank you so much. Oh, there is one final question. It's about the chemistry placement exam. If they've already taken chem classes at their previous university, are they required to take the chemistry placement exam?
If you haven't checked on the transfer equivalency database yet to see if your class will transfer over, I would check there first to see if you can tell whether or not it'll transfer over before your advisor gives you the official information. If you feel like you might need to, I would just do the placement exam. The worst thing it'll do is it tells you one placement, and then you have a higher placement with your class that transfer over. The advisor will fix that for you, and they'll use the most whatever data they have. So if you feel like you might need to take the placement exam, I would take it just in case, but always check that. I'm sorry, my brain is going faster than my mouth for a second. Always check the transfer equivalency database. There should be information on there about what will transfer over from your previous university.
As a side note, if you feel that is long, it's because it is long. It takes on average 10 hours to complete.
That's a good point. Thank you, Brian. All right, it looks like that was our last question. So thank you so much to everybody for being here and engaging with us. We really enjoyed it. And I hope everyone enjoys the rest of their evening.